It's time to stop!
Ever since I bought my Oculus Quest, I wanted to develop some VR application on it, so I finally did it. I had the idea of creating a game where you can use as a tool, and I thought why not make your task management software more fun and interesting, hence the idea of computing tasks in a game. At first, I wanted to develop the app on Godot using the recent Oculus Quest support library that was recently announced by Bastian Olich, the guy who ported over the OpenVR libraries for Godot. But instead, I chose not to go with Godot as I wanted to learn something new, so I went with Unity instead. It was refreshing to learn a new language, this time C# with native Unity libraries. The game was built using the XR Interaction Toolkit XRIT, which is almost out of preview now, as well as a couple of borrowed prefabs or 3D models borrowed from the asset store. There were a ton of XR tutorials out there, but since XRIT is still experimental, a lot of them are actually already outdated. Luckily, tutorials by Brad Keith, VR with Andrew, and a couple others did still help me learn how to use the engine very quickly. Unity also has their own platform called Unity Learn, which is a platform that has its own guides and tutorials, but I found it to be too slow and outdated, and more suited towards complete beginners. Once I learned how to set up my XR rig and how to script characters and objects with colliders and rigid bodies and whatnot, I was really up to speed with a lot of how the Unity engine works. A lot of the concepts and ideas are actually very similar to what I learned in Godot, so a lot of it was transferable and could be adapted to Unity. Other than manually scripting the weapons like the custom gun animations or the bazooka explosions, I also had fun implementing the maze algorithm. It was a nice refresher on how to use the depth search algorithm to generate a simple maze structure. One issue that I faced was that I could not implement native OAuth2 flows in order to retrieve the user's Todoist API token, as that would require a browser or web view in the game itself. WebXR to support this by building the whole game in WebXR, but then the Unity Oculus plugin could not be built to WebXR yet, so I just have the user input the whole token manually for now. There are still many things I could work on. For instance, I wanted to vary the enemies by their task priority or whether they are past their deadline and whatnot, right? Implement more smarter AI for them. Right now they're just static and standing there. I also want to implement exploring other algos for the maze generation, as the current implementation is biased towards longer corridors. I also need to figure out a way to enable keyboard inputs natively, as XRT does not have a soft keyboard yet, and users on the Quest currently cannot input the token at all. Workarounds for this is to just build a soft keyboard in the game itself so that the user can interface with it. So I have to do that before I can actually publish to SideQuest, I think. So yeah, that's the updates for my first 3D VR game. Thanks for watching.